Okay, this is a hydraulic ram pump. So as you've probably already seen from the information you've looked at, this is actually getting water to pump at elevation. Okay, so at the moment I'm actually pumping from a 10,000 litre tank. It's got about 2 metres of head on it, and there's probably about another metre of drop. Now the trick to this, that's not explained on a lot of videos, is you don't need a very long line. This line is probably about 20 metres long, if that. I've got all of the calculations and so forth for this. I'm running a 1.5 inch line in, and I'm running a 3/4 line out. I've got 1.5 inch just swing check valves, and as you can see, we've got the pressure gauges here. Inlet pressure's pulsing between 0 to 50 as this opens and closes, kPa that is, and we're getting about 125 kPa on the outlet. And that's about, say, 17-18 psi. Now, I'm actually reproducing this for a project that I'm doing in the Solomon Islands. And so I've reproduced the exact conditions, 3/4 inch line here over a distance of about 80 metres and climbing to an elevation of about 9 to 10 metres. So for about, I don't know, I did this the other day when there was only about 1 metre of water in the tank. So for about 1.5 metres, 2 metres of drop, I'm getting like 9-10 metres of lift, and you can get lots more than that. But as I said, the trick is to make sure you've got your distances and your flow rates right. Too long a distance and too high a flow rate, you will not get these flat valves to operate properly. The other issue is about the size of the vessel. You can have a bigger vessel than this to build more pressure. It'll just take longer to prime. And I've filled this with a pool noodle, so what's known as closed vessel or closed cell polyurethane. It's just what people use to float in swimming pools, and this is filling this entire column. There's a bit of gap, of course, but it creates the pressure to push back for the actual creating pressure for the actual water to be pumped up. So it's not just full of air. What else can I tell you about this? Excuse me. That's probably about it. But I've actually, what I'll do is I'll show links to websites after this that'll show you how to work this all out. You know, your distances, your head of drop, your head of elevation, and so that you can work out. You need to start by working out, well, what flow rate do you want, or how many litres of water do you want per day? And then you can work out how many litres you want per minute, and then from that you can work out from the litres you want per minute as to the litres per minute that need to actually be coming in. And yeah, the dog thinks he's actually part of this project. But this has been, you get all the calculations right. It's very, very easy. As a matter of fact, I'll just demonstrate it. So this is the inlet valve here, which I'll turn off. And I'll turn this up as well. So very, very simple. If you've got all of these calculations right, once you turn this on, of course, the pressure will come through to the valve. It'll slam shut. But because I've already got it primed, as you can see, it's self-priming. But if it doesn't start automatically, then all you got to do is just push down on your flat valve a couple of times. Believe me, if you're sitting there just pushing away, it's not going to work, okay? Just after a few hits, it should actually start. As you can see, the pitch is actually, the sound of the pulse is sounding a little bit higher, and it's going a lot faster. And of course, when it goes this fast, as you can see, the pressure's rising. It's fully pressurizing this vessel here. So then what you do is just crack your valve open a little bit. You'll notice the pressure in the cell starting to drop. The pulse here will actually start to slow down, and then eventually this will stabilize. You can crack the valve fully open, and then it'll just keep running. And it'll run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This system's doing 10,000 litres of water a day. The things you've got to be mindful of is that with this pulse you're getting, you get a harmonic pulse through the water all the way up the pipe. So you'll need to secure the pipe, otherwise it could possibly shake itself loose. And that pretty much covers it.